When there's something strange in the neighborhood, who you gonna call? Ghostbusters! Unless it's a woman, then I'll just deal with the ghost, cause that's just how it's supposed to be. My childhood! Hi, I'm Andre and I'm a black nerd. Thanks everybody for listening about how I was tired of petty things when I mentioned my thoughts about the Fantastic Four. I'm so glad that no other franchises are being touched that has caused a bunch of internet rage for no reason. You know what? From now on, I'm talking about sports. At least sports doesn't have any issues with petty things. Oh, never mind. There's a lot of talk going on right now about the Ghostbusters reboot, but I also feel like there's a lot of misunderstanding that's out there, so I want to help you out. Look at this as like an FAQ to the Ghostbusters reboot, a GBFAQ, a give-a-fack, which is how I feel about this entire thing. I don't give a fack. What's all this talk about Ghostbusters? So Paul Feig, Fig Newton, he tweeted a picture of Melissa McCarthy, Kristen Wiig, Leslie Jones, and Kate McKinnon. They're still in final negotiations, but it's almost confirmed they will be the cast of the new Ghostbusters reboot. So how do you feel, Andre? We don't need it. I'm fine with the first two. There's no reason to make another one, but when has anything in Hollywood ever been sacred? By the way, Emma Watson, have fun with the beast. How do you feel about female Ghostbusters? Now, I will be completely honest. I would have loved a mix of male and female. I would have loved a mix of races. Do I care that it's an all-female cast? I don't give a fack. That's how they want to do it. It's a way to make it different from the originals. It doesn't matter to me. That being said, when I heard that Paul Feig Newton was going to be doing the movie, I immediately went, well, Kristen Wiig and Melissa McCarthy are going to be Ghostbusters. I knew that right off the bat, and that's exactly what we got. This could have been a nice chance to be like, well, what's four females that are really good, but we've never seen them together in a movie? Different actresses, comedians, up-and-comers that we could have made this great Ghostbusters team, as opposed to going, oh, well, I'm making this movie, let me see which actresses I've already worked with. And if you're trying to make yourself be like, we're totally different from the Ghostbusters cast that had the 3 white guys and 1 black guy, so we're gonna make a completely different female cast with 3 white females and 1 black female. I'm just saying the comparison's gonna happen. But that's not keeping it pure, Andre. What about the fans? Yes, what about those hardcore, die-hard Ghostbusters fans? The ones that should already know that we've already had female Ghostbusters in the IDW Ghostbusters comics, or that we've had men and women cosplay as Ghostbusters at various conventions, both in the traditional kind and in the, hey, I'm sorry, we gotta respect both kinds. So was the cartoon Extreme Ghostbusters, and just for the record, they also had a black guy, a Mexican guy, and a guy in a wheelchair. What about the real Ghostbusters? They kept it pure. They never did anything to, wait, what's this? It's like a picture of Janine, Ghostbusters outfit there. And you're getting mad at me because I call Greninja a gremlin instead of a frog. Is this a reboot or a continuation? They're not gonna be female versions of the male Ghostbusters. You're not gonna see a Patricia Venkman or Winnie Zedmore. At least I really hope not. Egon Gloria? They're doing a completely different origin story. It is not involved in the Ghostbusters universe we know before. It's gonna be more like paranormal investigation type of Ghostbusters. They may have different technology. They even said that original Ghostbusters are open to do cameos for this movie, but because it's set in a completely different universe, they cannot play the characters that they played before. It's different. Then why is it still called Ghostbusters? That's a good point, actually. If you're going to make a movie about Ghostbusters and you're gonna separate it as much as you possibly can from Ghostbusters, then why is it still called Ghostbusters? This is one of the few times in movies where you can continue the storyline, where you can have the original movie still exist, but you can do your own thing, just like Jurassic World. Jurassic Park happened. And then if you play that franchise route, like, oh, Ghostbusters are all over the place now years later, open the opportunity for other Ghostbuster teams. You can have different types of movies with different types of Ghostbusters. You can have a Ghostbusters cinematic universe. Why do I not run Hollywood? If only there was a pop culture property that started off with a male lead, but rather than doing a complete reboot, it recognized that the original existed while being able to make the new version, but with the female lead. I'm saying, oh. Will this ruin my childhood? Let me see here. I have Ghostbusters 1 and 2, Blu-ray and DVD here. I'm just gonna check. Yep, looks like they still exist. Let me just double check. All right, yes, even the second one. They are still here. Yep, that looks like a DVD. If this movie sucks, you still have the originals. We had Turtles 3, and we still know that the Turtles exist. These movies are not gonna disappear just because someone's making a new version of them. If they reboot Gremlins, Goonies, Indiana Jones, Never Ending Story, Space Jam. I still have the originals. Rebooting and remaking a movie is not ruining your childhood. Ruining your childhood is that they went, you know the movie that you grew up on as a child? We're gonna take that movie, make drastic changes to that movie, get rid of the original movie that you grew up with, and say that the changes that we've made is now the actual official movie. Luckily, there is no movie franchise that ever would do something silly like that. Is this a marketing stunt? Isn't everything? Look at this for what it is. Ghostbusters, 30 years later, is still able to make Sony money. They gotta keep that going, so they're making a movie as a result of that. They tried to do this with the original cast, they tried to do this with the next generation, and that never took off the ground. The only thing we got was a video game. This Ghostbusters movie ain't about feminism, and it ain't about nostalgia. It's about making money. Male, female, white, black. If you can bring in them green dead presidents, you're cool with them. When did this movie come out? July 22nd, 2016. Doesn't another movie come out July 22nd, 2016? Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Man, fuck them female Ghostbusters! Blake Cousins, how do you feel about this Ghostbusters news? Are you excited, or does this ruin your childhood? Who would you have liked to see as your ideal Ghostbusters team? Or what franchise that has all dudes would you like to see all female, or vice versa? I want to make an all male Tinkerbell, Tinkerbro, and the Fairy Dudes. Thumbs up this video if you're new here, tickle that subscribe button. I love you like a Blake Cousin. I'm Audi 5000, chain chomp, yomp.